Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. My name is Ollie, and this is the Ollie's match review for the Carabao Cup first round fixture. Newport County 3, Charlton Athletic 1. Initial reactions, wow. Especially after that first half performance, for us to come out and look like a totally different side, to play a lot better, both through individual performances and as a team performance. We really changed it around, and we went from quite a bleak first half performance to, looking like world beaters in the second half. We've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to get straight into it with lineups and formations. Now, this was a rapidly evolving subject throughout the night, from the moment the lineup was announced to individual subs coming on and changing formations and moving players to make new formations and whatnot. And it felt experimental at times, but it did pay off, and I think it was experiments that needed to happen, especially with this being a League Cup fixture. Obviously, money on the line and all that, but what's really important to us at the moment is points. So I'm more than happy for us to use League Cup matches and the EFL Trophy matches to experiment with formations and the like. So last night's formation and lineup started the 4-2-3-1. Nick Townsend in goal, a back four of Josh Sebury, Ryan Delaney, Kyle Jameson and Will Evans. The two sort of holding midfielders, Scott Bennett and Bryn Morris. The three, you had James Wheat on the left, Harry Charlesley on the right and Aaron Wildick in the middle, with Seb Palmer-Holden up top. So, kind of a mix of fringe, kind of a mix of strong players. I feel like we did try to play for the result, and eventually and evidently it did pay off. But it was interesting to see, the likes of Sebury come in, and Charlesley didn't really get the chance to feature much through pre-season and through the Accrington game on Saturday. We was winning the ball well in the first half. We were struggling to get into the third, but I think a lot of the problems revolves around Seb Palmer-Holden, not because he's a bad player, but he's inexperienced and he's not the strongest. And what we was doing is we was lumping the ball to him in the attacking third and hoping he could do something with it, but he's not really got that experience, especially not at senior level. It might be a lot different in the youth Premier League and stuff like that, but it's hard work being a sole striker in the senior game, and to give that kind of role to a 19-year-old, it's not great. You could see he was sort of floundering in that role, but you could also see that he's a really good player and a really decent striker if he's got a strike partner, which we saw a little bit later on in the match. In terms of how we held shape, we was holding it quite well. You could see that the defence was quite... I'm trying to think of the word. It's quite solid, and you could see that they was holding their shape. You could see the players knew where they had to play and what was being asked of them. Same for Seb Palmer-Holden. He sort of knew his role to stay at the top, be the spearhead of attack and kind of wait for the ball. The midfield was a bit more fluid, a lot more focus on man marking, and oftentimes you'd see Wade and Charlesley come a bit more central and kind of force their way in the middle of the defence with Wade, Wildick, Charlesley and Seb Palmer-Holden. So maybe we was trying to just attack them head on, get through the defence, get it to Seb and hope he scores a goal. 43rd minute, we conceded to Charlton. The cross played in the centre. Tyrese Campbell shoots, takes a few deflections, and it bounces off Daniel Carnu at the back post. Townsend couldn't really save it because it's just one of those sorts of ping pongs about, and it when it was in the 6-yard box, it would take ungodly reactions to save it. It did look a little offside, but watching it back on the highlights, I think Jameson does play Kanu onside. Again, one of those goals where you'd like to see it saved, but it's easier said than done. So we went into half-time 1-0 down. As I said in the intro, a little bit bleak, a little bit, oh, we're going out, focus on the league. But something changed at half-time, and I'm not sure if it's something that Coughlin said, or I'm not sure if it's something that maybe Joe Dunn have said, but the players came out and they looked a bit more up for it, to say. They looked revitalised, they looked energised, they looked raring to go and kind of willing to fight. Made a sub in the 56th minute, and I'm going to go back to the point of us changing lineups and formations. Adam Lewis came on for Bennett, and it changed the 4-2-3-1 to a sort of 4-4-1-1. Nick Townsend's done goal, same back four of Sebri, Jameson, Delaney, and who was the other defender? And Will Evans. Adam Lewis then sort of played on the left, so we had a four of Adam Lewis, Harry Charlesley, Aaron Wildig, and Bryn Morris. Waite then became the one just sitting behind Seb, and then Seb was up top. So changing a little bit, maybe giving us more strength in the midfield, and sort of giving Seb a bit more assistance to create chances and sort of finish things off. And it didn't take long for us to score. The 63rd minute, the ball's over by the Bisley. Looks like it goes out, but Wildig picks up the ball. He runs across the byline, and he managed to slot it across the face of the goal like a diagonal shot, and it somehow trickles into the back post. Excellent goal. And you could see that was the sort of catalyst for the fans to get more involved, and we all sort of woke up a little bit and thought, okay, we got a bit of a chance now, even if it does go to penalty. So I think team woke up, the fans woke up. I feel like that was the catalyst for the change, really. A few minutes later, we almost got a second. It's an excellent bit of passing play. We managed to get Seb just in front of their defence, feed it through to him, and it just goes wide to the post, and it goes back to that inexperience, the senior game. I know he's had loans at Yeovil and clubs like that, but to play against a borderline League One side, and he's just missing little chances like that, it's not a massive worry. You can see with experience, he'll start hitting them home, and I do feel if we keep him past January, he's going to become an excellent player in the second half of the season. The second goal for us then came in the 76th minute. Bonswell is sort of on the Hazel side, picks up the ball outside the box, dribbles it over to the left of the 18-yard box, crosses it into the centre, finds Will Evans, who slots it home into the right. 2-1. Crowd went mental. I don't think anyone expected us to go 2-1 up after the first half we had. And then you could kind of see that we didn't take our foot off the gas. Coughlin wouldn't let them take their foot off the gas. It then turned from trying to get back on top to keeping on top and sort of putting the foot on the neck and not letting Charlton have a chance to come back into the game. A few minutes later, then we scored another goal. Harry Charlesley wins the ball on the left, crosses it into the box, finds Seb, who slots it quite centrally, strikes it clean and gets his first goal. I'm not sure if it's his first senior goal, but there's his first goal for the club, so brilliant. A lot of parallels between the second and the third goal. The crossing kept on the floor, keeping it low, keeping it to the feet. We're not kind of playing all these aerial balls and hoofing it. We're just trying to play simple, play smart. 3-1 win, 5k in the bag, into the next round. excellent, happy days, can't ask for more than that. But that's my thoughts on the match. Let me know what your thoughts are. Drop them down in the comments below. Boss it down there, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it about with your mates, do all that lovely stuff. But as always, my name's been Ollie, and up the county.